Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing great. And as always, we're back with another video and topic of discussion for all of my athletes, whoever's interested in understanding how the mind of an athlete works. Now, just to let you guys know, we have 2 episodes left in this series. I don't know if it will be coming back, but for now, it's this one and the next one coming out. And for the last 2 ones, the structure will be a little different. So I'm obviously not going to spoil what the last one will be about. But as for this one, I won't be following the traditional structure that I've had since the beginning in terms of looking at a topic or problem and trying to dissect it, starting with the issues, how to deal with it, and just understanding why it's important to talk about such a thing and why it's important moving forward for us as athletes. Today, I'll do more of a contrast in between locking in and changing. How you don't always have to lock in to become better. Sometimes simply changing in a more natural and fluid way can be more fruitful and less stressful. The first thing is that locking in is temporary, but change is permanent. When we try to lock in, usually it's for a specific amount of time. Maybe we're dealing with something that we want to get out of, or maybe we want to get rid of a specific habit. As athletes, there are some aspects of our game that we get used to that we shouldn't, or maybe you want to lock in for a specific period of the season, which can be understandable. The reason why this is not always good is because you should tune your brain into stepping into different seasons of your season, of course, but also of your life more effortlessly and in a way that's more sustainable. Because these are cycles that you might come across very often. So rather than telling yourself that I'm just going to lock in, I think it's best to approach it as a shift, but a shift that is more permanent than anything. Now, when I'm saying that, it might sound contradictory because these are different seasons, but I'm telling you guys to be permanent. What I mean by permanent is permanent in the mind that you're setting for yourself in that season. Usually what happens with locking in is that it's easier to burn out from that. It's easier to get tired from it and sometimes maybe push a bit further than you have to. I think that's the major difference in between smoothly changing and transitioning into something rather than locking in. Locking in can feel forced, like I just previously mentioned, but change is choosing to calmly let go of old habits and old seasons to enter something new. The difference is not necessarily the mindset, but it's more so the way you shift from one season to the other. Even if change and locking in both bring you to a transition, the way you transition and the way you shift can affect certain factors that would allow you to better navigate in that new season. So first, from a mental standpoint, having smoother transitions makes it easier on the mind, makes it easier on your soul. It makes it easier for you to feel free in what you're stepping into. Whereas when you're telling yourself that you're locking in, it almost feels tense, too tense at times. And although all tension is not bad, like I said, some tension can ultimately create friction where friction has no place to be, and that can negatively impact what you're stepping out of. Because again, you need to get everything from each season. So Where the problem can arise is how you step out and how you step in. Those are very crucial areas that you shouldn't miss. The transitional phase and the introduction phase to what's coming. Locking in can be more stressful than it has to be, whereas change comes with a certain amount of peace, knowing that you're leaving a lifestyle that doesn't suit your new goals, or that you're simply stepping into something new that requires new things, right? And it's important to make that distinction, because that additional stress again takes away from the moment itself. It can simply take away from the new season you're stepping into. And the time in which you're taken away from that is valuable time where you could have learned something new. And it's time that you could have used to settle in better and to, move out more effortlessly from what you just accomplished or what you just finished. This is something a bit different. The season is coming to an end, and I thought that it would also be nice for me to transition out of that smoothly. Sometimes you don't always have to apply the same thing throughout. When you know that something is ending, when you know that something has served its purpose, it's important to respect it and allow yourself to have a smooth transition. Right. So yeah, once again, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned something from this, and I'll see you next time for the last one.